And there we go for one more live session in the US market. It's 9:24 New York time, 2:24 p.m. in GMT, and here we are again. I'll share my screen right away. And it's good. As yesterday, we uh, we had a very we had a very big chance uh, of dumping here, uh, and I was intending uh, to even make a live before jobs, okay, but I didn't have the time. Anyway, I managed to get a very good trade here. Uh, Not only here in the US 100, but in Euro USD. Almost zero retracement. It was like gorgeous. Uh, and it worked out perfectly. I was really feeling. I don't usually make this kind of bets because I know it's risky, but I had a feeling. I told you guys yesterday that we would probably see everything dumping today, and that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Um, Now I think I will not trade. I'll just take a look here at the markets. I'm not intending to make any trades anymore because I can get wrecked. I don't like to trade. I decided to trade this uh, before the market opened today, exactly because I thought uh, this market would be very unstable today, and I just don't like these kind of things. But anyway, there we go. We are 2 minutes from the opening. Okay, I'll just give a quick look here after we open and see if there is any possibility here of trading. I wouldn't short from this level just yet. This green line here is the line that it's the line from yesterday's daily chart that was, if I'm not wrong, the low of the day or the low of the day before yesterday, because yesterday was a holiday. Okay, and let me just check if that's correct. Yeah, it was not the low. Yeah, it was quite close to the low of yesterday, of the day before yesterday, and it just paid off. Like now, it's this point we're supposed to long from here, not to short. So I would be very careful to short from here, especially because the cash market wasn't open yesterday. So maybe big players are just waiting behind the fences to enter their place. Okay, uh, but I'll give a call for the 29th candle, although I'm not gonna trade it in any sense. But anyway, we have 30 seconds, and yeah, for now, I think we are. more to go higher. Yeah. If I was to bet something, I would bet like a a up trend. Just to say that I placed a small trade here. Yeah, it shouldn't have. But anyway, yeah, it's not. As I said, okay, yeah, I lost this one. Fine. It was a very small one, fairly honest. Um, and well, these days are not the best days to trade. Let's just take a look here. The higher time frame, something to form within the session instead of trying to trade what we have here already. Okay, so this is the daily, so guys understand what I just said. Like yesterday we had this, get rid of this, it's over, this trade is closed. um, as I said, like yesterday it was a holiday, and you see that we had this candle in between the day before yesterday's candle. So I used as a reference like this low here that I believed would be a point to go over, to get a short. Okay, and that's exactly what happened. Like if we go back here to the 1 minute, we can see, or even to the 5 minutes, or 1 hour. It's better 1 hour. Uh, you can see that we came to this green place here, which I had marked before. I wasn't uh, awake at this time, but anyway, this is Wednesday. You see, it's Thursday yesterday, which we didn't have almost movement. It was flat, and then at midnight we came to this point. You see, and I knew that we would test this, and then the place that I should expect to short from, because if the market's going down, it has to go up first to get some liquidity. And I knew that we would have to go over at least this point here. That I should look for opportunities. Let's even put this in yellow, in red color. Uh, that I should find opportunities above this area here. And because yesterday was, usually I look for opportunities above, when I have like a short bias, I look for opportunities above the body closure. But because yesterday it was a peculiar, okay, I decided to look for these opportunities above the start of the session, okay. And then what happened? We just came up during the session, as we can see here, during the pre-session, I mean, not the session. Um, Here is like 5:38 a.m. in the UK, 1 a.m. in the US, and this was the place that I intended to play, okay, because we had this big push here, seeking for liquidity, because we can see that it tested this level here, this 153, three times, and then it broke here, and I knew this would be the opportunity to short. We had a break of structure here. I just saw this point here happening, and I just placed an order right here at this point. Okay, I placed a short order here. I had 2 points of, actually I put 30 points because it's news, something could happen. Well, I put my stop loss at 30 points and then just wait. I could have closed like 12, for example, we were in a lot of profit here, but I said, no, I'm going to hold this to the news, okay? And I didn't even set stop loss at zero, to be honest. And I just let it roll. And then I closed like at right at the close of this candle. It's fine, like 200 points. It's like a 642 risk reward ratio. You can call it gambling, but at least it's educated gambling. Okay, I was feeling that that data was gonna come uh, very strong, and in this moment, at this moment, good news is bad news for the market, because if we have good news, if we have the economy strong, um, the interest rates will remain high because there is the risk of inflation, and the market sells off. We had the rebounding bonds, which are 475 now, uh, high, it's a record high. And just for the sake of the exercise here, um, I'll leave this live open just with the charts, okay, for a while. Um, uh, but what I would do here, let's see if there's something we could think of. First things first. Look, I mentioned this area of liquidity here, this 739, okay, 739, 735 area. I really think we are gonna test this maybe today, okay, later. We can even break this depending on the appetite of the market. And if you break this, it's gonna be like bloody. It's gonna be bloody. Um or not, because we even have like some cushion here, sort of cushion here. Uh, there's not so many balance, let's say, up into 298, 298. But anyway, it could just make everything fall apart. Uh, but, okay, but, a big but here. Um, I would avoid the trend just right now because it's too obvious. Okay, okay, in the market is never obvious. It's never obvious. When the market is obvious, you're gonna lose money. You're gonna lose money. Okay, so what would I do here? I would expect like maybe the price could keep going down. Okay, could keep going down. I will not say for you guys to just wait for. This is the high of the day, by the way. This 21199. Um, so I won't say for you guys to expect the price to come above the red line, as I said, to short this, because this was the scenario in the morning, and we have here like 244. But what would I expect? Okay, I would expect the price to climb up a little bit more. Okay, or break this 2899. Okay, if it breaks the 2899 and makes come back here and rejects, I would enter back here in the break, okay, at 869 or something like that. But if it doesn't, I would just expect it to climb back. And when it's close enough to the view up, that's important to have the view up. When it's close enough to the view up and it rejects and breaks like some sort of level, like it did here, okay, for example, it broke, okay, but there is a support here. That's why I wouldn't enter. Put a put a put a an order here at 21 right away. It could work if you want to risk this. It's up to you. You could use this 21 as your guide. Here it's the low of the day. Okay, the 21. So it's the break. it could well work a new order here at 21, but it could not. And I think that's it. If you want to trade this, okay, fine. But I would expect it to come closer to the VWAP, even above it, and then ooh, set the order. Okay. So I'm leaving for now. I'll leave the live open here just with the charts, and you guys tell me in the chat if you want any guidance. Okay. Okay, some people in here yet. Um, as I said, like very difficult day to trade. That's why I decided to trade before. Um, the way I'm seeing it now, we have almost no opportunities here. I I market this area here as a possible point of the price coming back, which can still be okay, but I just think it is not very likely that we're gonna see the prices back here. And since we saw this price going so lower, like chase the price is not a very wise strategy by no means. Chasing the price, you just get wrecked most of times. Okay. Um, it is just I don't see a lot of opportunities now. Okay, it could change with the session. Uh, as the session goes, it could change. Let's just take a look here, a higher time frame to see where are we exactly in the high. Uh, oh, exactly what I said before. I said before that I knew we would chase this liquidity here, and that's exactly where we are now. Um, Unfortunately, the market didn't give us opportunities to get into trades. Unfortunately, the only opportunity that I saw here was right at the open of the session. Okay, it gave us a good chance here, but it was very risky because it was almost a gamble here. Because as you can see, 14, 17 we came, and then the price at at the open retested this and just rejected right away. You see that it open was a rejection of this level here, and once it rejected, it came back and just went down. And you had to have entered like here. Maybe I could have thought about that if I hadn't already made a good trade. Because when you like make a banger, you should not do anymore. You should just stick to your good trade and let the market operate as it wants to. But if I hadn't made a trade, I would like you guys to understand. Like this was the low of the day, this green area here, which in a usually in range day in a normal day would be an area too long. Okay, but not today because today was jobs data makes a destruction, makes a hole either for the upside or for the downside. I was really hopeful the data would come strong. Not only hopeful, but that's what I felt by reading the news and watching TV. Like Bloomberg is very good to sometimes to try to find a bias for the market to watch these things. Uh, Better than YouTube channels, to be honest. Not mine, not mine. Anyway. Um, and maybe I would have tried this if I was fresh. If I hadn't lose any trades, if I was fresh for the day, I would have tried this possibly. I would see this as a rejection of the low of the day, because it was broken and then it was tested and then it had a small rejection of it. And then when the market opened, it rejected again. So it was reasonable to think about entering here. Okay, but when the price slipped away, I thought this could be a good area. Okay, when it slipped away from the 20 to 21 area 21.9. Okay, when it slipped away from the 21.9, 29, sorry, 20.9. I thought, okay, we could see this area here tested again. If it stays again, I'm gonna enter a trade here. Okay, it was beautiful, uh, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen, unfortunately. The market is very, very low, going lower, lower, and lower. And the only thing I see here that could become a trade, I wouldn't long this. I would think longing this is insane. Today, at least, it doesn't look like it's a good. Okay, we will have a moment to the upside. Okay, it's gonna happen, but you have no support in the daily for that. Look, yeah, you could say this is a support, but it's being tested for the third time. I don't think it's going to resist now, especially because you're having this massive sell off. But I think it needs some, let's say, it needs to breathe a little bit to the upside to begin falling again. Okay, and that's what I would expect here. I would wait for the price like to retrace. This is the 15 minutes, by the way. To retrace back for at least this 21 the closest to the 21 possible. Okay, closest to the 21 possible, like closest to this green line here. Doesn't need to be here. Okay, but it has to be very close to this, like around 20.95, even 20.9. Okay, it could be 20.9, but so you can have at least this room here to run down, to run to the low end of the range. And that's what I would do. Expect something to happen around this area here, or even a bit better. Okay, but then because we went too further, we would have to wait for. I'm gonna show you guys formations that I like. The one I just entered in the morning. Okay, that made this banger for me here was exactly this. Look, I knew that this was the area that I should find above this red line, was the area that I should look for shorts. And why is that? Why is that? Oh, because it's magical. No, it's not magic. It's simple. Look, this is the daily here. Easy, easy peasy, buddy. Look, where did I take this from? This is yesterday's daily candle, okay? It's the top of the candle. I believed I had the bearish bias since yesterday. If you were here yesterday, you know that I had a bearish bias for today. The market closed very bearish yesterday as well. That's why I just knew that I should look for shorts above the opening of the body of the candle. Okay, it's the opening of the day. It was the opening of yesterday. This 21.154. So I should look for opportunities here. And why not right on the top of the candle? Because this was an unusual day. If it wasn't for that, like if it was this candle here, I would not expect the price to cross the opening. I would expect the price to cross the close, okay, if it was lower. And then when it comes back, we short. That's it. It's simple. The formation you have to wait for when you are looking for an entry. This works very well. You can learn other methods, but in the end, this is what really matters. Like you have this area here where we were expecting some sort of liquidity grab, or call it whatever you want. because this was tested three times in the pre-session. Look, at 4 a.m. in the morning GMT, then 5:30 in the morning GMT, and then it came back to it like right at 10:57 GMT, and then it broke. Okay, broke to the upside, maybe to grab some liquidity from people who were short from here, or even from lower. Maybe people were short from this area here. I'm just wait 1-1. And the price just came back, and when it crossed here, maybe some people were like intending to long. That's why I say never long breaks like this. It's very unusual. It's gonna work. Okay, sometimes it works, but most of times it doesn't. You should try to look for opportunities like around the view up or close to it, or at least after a huge um, correction. Okay, that's the week off method. Says that lots of other methods they like, even the, I don't know, the so-called ICT or whatever. The ICT thing is, yeah, they make a lot. They say lots of things that make sense. They just complicate things too much, you know. But you're here. Look, then we had this area tested here, and this line wasn't here. Okay, I put it later after it touched it here because this is the high of the day. I like to know the high of the day always. It's good to know. And then you see that how we broke to the downside. Okay, we broke to the downside. You can even say that this attempt of consolidation here, look, it tried to go high and it came back, and look, this candle here was very interesting. If you pay attention candle to candle, sometimes you can have a glimpse of what's going to happen. Look, this candle tried to go higher and couldn't go. And then it tried to bring the price down to grab some liquidity, and there wasn't. And then it tried to go, and then boom, boom, broke, boom, broke. It tried to go up again and then rejected. This was the time that you should take the opportunity to open a trade. When it comes back to this area, just open your trade. Give it some room to breathe, like especially if you want to trade the news. Give it some room to breathe. I gave it like 30 points, okay, and let it run. I could have tried to stop by the view up, but I wanted to give it the chance. The stop was at zero here. I think I'm not sure if I set stop on zero. Maybe I think I just read a little bit the stop loss, so the risk would be lower, and I just let it run. And I stopped like when after the news. I couldn't uh, hold for any longer here, and it was fine. But if I had, let's say, if I had diamond hands, I would have made like 300 points. I made 200. It was okay. It was fine. 200 points anyway. It's very good. It was like a 6 hour trade. Uh, and if you count that, I reduced the risk for 15. But anyway, I risked that first. Uh, I risked that first 30 points. Then it's 30 points the risk. I just reduced the risk later, but it was a banger. It was the best trade I did in the last let's say this year for sure. The last 3 months, this was the best trade I did. It was beautiful. Just worked it perfectly. Just worked it perfectly. And now, but that's it. Like I think I will leave it here still open. Um and if I see some opportunity here, I will come back and uh, and show it to you. Okay, but for now, just bear in mind that look, we are having this uh, reaction, which could be expected. Okay, which could be expected because this is a very very dear area for the the market. It tested it 3 times coming from above. It tested it a lot of times when it was coming from below. So it's an area of interest, but I just don't see it coming back. Maybe this is the 4 hour candle. If this candle closes below 768, I think we're going lower. But if it doesn't, for example, you can see here. Here we had a similar situation on January the 2nd. The price came down, all the way down, and then it reacted exactly from 2769. Okay, 2769. And then the next 4 hour candle was a bullish candle, became a bullish candle, and then it just went uh, up to 21.7. This time though, what's the difference this time? This time has a remarkable difference from all the other tests of this area. And what's the difference this time that makes me think we are going lower? The difference this time is that we have this massive wick here. Okay, it's a massive wick, and this means that in my book, okay, I don't know if anyone else says that. It's my book, it's my experience. There's liquidity here. And why there's liquidity here? There's liquidity here because lots of players entered the market right here. They could be entering the market right here for several reasons. One of them could be they enter the market there to make the price to honestly buy it, considering that it is a bargain. Buying at 20.7 is a bargain. They could be thinking that, or or they could be buying it to fool other people. Okay, even banks, to fool other people, uh, to think to make other people think that the market will go up again from this point because there's a lot of buying pressure, and it will make the price up and it will create liquidity in this area here. Okay, and especially in this case it would be uh, liquidity here because when the guys buy, they may set stop losses below 724, and that would it once it breaks here, it would create like an avalanche, and it would make the price just slump. Um would make the price, just 1 second, guys. Sorry. Then it creates there's liquidity below, okay, and that would make the market slump. That's what I think. If it could even not come down in the next 4 hours, But I don't think um, it is. Uh, I don't think it's gonna come to over 21. I don't believe that. I really think that it's gonna stick to 21 max. Okay, max. And if it, the best case scenario here, I'll tell you guys, it's over 1 hour here, would be if this price comes back to the view up and it crosses with the low of the day, the precession low, right? The low that was broken. And then from here, we have breakout structure, and then we just enter around this area here, 974. And this trade is going to be the only one that I will take today. The only one. If I'll take anything, is going to be it. Okay, price comes back, climbs up, and then this line crosses the view up, crosses with the low of the day, or if the low of the session, pre-session, I mean. And then from here, buddy, from here, I I don't think it's gonna go up. Even though I would go very light on this trade because I don't wanna jeopardize the profits I did today. This week, as you guys know, it wasn't like exactly perfect. We had some hurdles on the way this week. Uh, Yesterday there was a market, even though I managed to trade some Bitcoin. You guys gave me an idea to trade Bitcoin. I did a good trade of Bitcoin yesterday. And today I did like another trade and it wasn't good. And then I remembered why I don't like to trade Bitcoin. Okay, but anyway, you see that the 1 hour now is pointing to the upside, but the size of this week is just not what maybe uh, we want to see for for a let's say a reversal, because it's creating a lot of liquidity here, and this liquidity is gonna be touched, and when it's gonna, it's touched, it's gonna just slump the market. You see that we came here on the second, the size of the candles of the size of the weeks were much lower. You see, we even had 2 weeks here, like one and like another one that came to the same place, and so there were more people. That means that more people entered here in the second hour after the, uh, the area was tested. The first time it was tested, okay, it was also a considerable sized week, but not as the one we are seeing right now. It was an 80-point week, and these here, if it's like this for the rest of the hour, look, it's a 150-point week. This price is gonna come back here. I don't know when. It could be today, or it could be next week, or it could even be after that. But I don't think we are going to over the high of the day today without coming back lower first. We need to build consolidation and accumulation on the downside around 500, 400, 300, even 20 to make this price bump to the upside again. But let's see what happens. I would leave it open for now. Okay. Uh, so if I decide anytime to come back, I will make a trade. But you know, just I would like to see the view up here coming closer to this, and then we would enter around here. Okay. having our stop loss above the view up. It's not yet above the view up, but if it happens, it might be a good idea. Okay, so that's it. Oh, interesting. Look, now is a point that you could also pay attention to. It's a bit more risky, but it would be interesting. Like let's say, because it's happening now, I'm gonna show it to you how I would play this if I was like playing something, and if I wanted to play something, I would pay a lot of attention to this. Okay, what are we seeing here? We have this area here, which was, I don't know why this happens. Yeah, it was broken here, you see, and now we are testing it again. There is a consolidation forming here. If it breaks to the downside, comes back, okay, and then rejects again, something like that, I would be willing to enter around here, around 855, okay, with a stop loss maybe covering at least. Oof, the problem is that the market is very, very, the candles are very big. That's the problem for trading with a very tight stop loss in this case. But I would try at least covering um, this 879 here, like 6 or 7 points to the upside. The worst thing that could happen is like you make the trade, it comes back to your stop loss, and then starts going to the direction you are intending it to go. But we're still bullish. Another case here, if you want to be really really risky, and I wouldn't do that. This one I wouldn't do that. I would maybe consider longing like this was an interesting one to long. It consolidated here and kind of broke this consolidation and then came a little bit, uh, came back a little bit, but not too much. Maybe this 856 here would have been a good area to enter, but I don't think I would do that. But you guys could do, and the same way this, okay? But I would be more comfortable if this 893 was broken, because if it's not, you can just slump back down. That's the only risk here. But let's watch this. Let's watch this to see if, okay. Let's see this next candle here. This next candle would be very important. Yeah, if something was to be done, like you think, okay, we could go to, this is 36 points. Could have been a good trading idea, but very risky in the end. So if you wanted to see it, so let's see how this candle is gonna behave, and I will even play here in the paper trade. Okay. Uh, yeah, let's say it ended in a good shape. Okay, it entered here. I entered here. Maybe look, I wouldn't do this trade because anyway, look, I work with 25 points stop losses, and this one would have to be like at least here, like 50 points. That's why I'm not comfortable with this trade. But anyway, uh, it's I opened the trade here. I don't know why it's not working. What happened? Uh, okay, there you go. You see, it was a good trade. 20 points up to the moment. You guys can't say that I don't give you calls. Okay. Then if it closes above the 914, I would just set stop loss at zero. Okay. I would do that because it's very volatile. It's going up and down all the time. And with a lot of strength. You don't usually have candles like these, one after the other. Like this is a 31-point candle, another 25-point candle, 26-point candle, and even undecided. What's happening here? Look, this is not good. You see 30 points as well of indecision. It's not, it's far from ideal, okay? And that's why I wasn't looking forward to enter long here, but it seems to be working. It seems to be working. If you want to try, you still can because the price didn't advance very much. Uh, but maybe only around like try around 896, 895 if you want. I'm not taking this trade. This is simulated, okay, guys. This is not the case that I want to trade against the trend. I like to have peace of mind. Trading against the trend is something that creates anxiety. But okay, let's leave it play. Okay, let's leave live play, and I want to see if it's going to come to this area here. That's the area I'm targeting, like 99 points. That is a 2-for-1 risk reward ratio because I set a 50-point stop loss, which is not usually the case for me. But there you go. You see why it's not a good trade. I don't think it's gonna uh, resist this. Let's see. I will leave for a while. I'll keep looking on my phone. I have other stuff to do. But if I see anything good, I'll come back to you guys and I'll show you what I will play. Okay? So, bye bye. That's why, guys, I don't like to trade counter trained. This was just a paper trace trade, but that's why ooh, it came like 57 points. It was a good trade actually. I would have trailed here if I was in this trade for real. I would have made like a 40 points or maybe less, maybe like 34. But anyway, it just came down. And now, look, it's not in the perfect area that I was looking for, but the way it is forming here might be interesting. It depends on the rejection now. Okay, we need to see this rejection how it's gonna be. Uh, the thing that is like that I'm not very keen of here is the distance from this rejection here to this area here on the top. Uh, but anyway, if I was trying something, I would maybe set an order. I will even put something. Let's see. Let's just see this one. This 1 minute candle. Uh, it's going like that's what's killing me. Like 20 points to the downside. Yeah, I will try something here. Very small because I don't want to jeopardize my profit. But let's see. A something here 869. If it goes back to 869, uh, it could be a good point. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I will even put a mock order here as well. Um, yeah, perfect. Let's see how will this play out. Okay. Very small position in my case, and the mock here is just for you guys have like a better visualization of the process. And take profit here would be maybe, whoops, yeah, maybe here. Look at this, it's just sliding down. Yeah, let's see, let's wait. Again, I'm gonna mute here and come back. If Yeah, unfortunately, the price didn't come back because it went almost to my take profit here. You see, that was a great opportunity. The only thing is that it never came back. It happens sometimes. Uh, this time, for example, it would have been good to trade from the break, but anyway, I don't like to trade from breaks. You could also have traded this break here with this candle here. It's reasonable, but anyway, I didn't want to, so I was expecting the price to come back. Now, I don't think I'm gonna leave this order open. I will leave here, okay, because it's like a mock thing, but I will remove this order from my real account because the price went to the take profit. I have to see the price go back up there to see if it's gonna reject. If it rejects there, well, rejected. I don't need to see any break of structure. I just need to see rejection. If there is a rejection, then I would try to enter again from the same point or below, a little bit below or a little bit above, uh, like between this point here, 887 and 917. Like this would be a good area to see the price coming back, and it's gonna come back beautifully. Back down, and then we can see some profits from there. Okay. But that's it for the moment. Not a lot of, not a lot to say. It's Friday anyway. Have family to take care, right? So I'm not very worried about this market. Let's just see how it plays to the top side now. I would be a bit like this, for example. Uh, you could have traded this rejection here from this point, but it's too close to the support here, where we had the the reaction. That's why I don't think it's reasonable to trade it. I wouldn't trade though this reversal here to the upside because it could never happen. So you would be caught in a very uncomfortable position. So let's just see if the price pumps back up and rejects any area around here. If it does, we can try to enter a trade from here. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm back here just to see what's happening. Take a look at the higher time frame to see how things are behaving there. Look, it's being like one of those days that the price is just uh, touching a point and going up and going up until it stops. It's not being a day of of uh, like normal price action. For example, this here, it would be an interesting area, okay, to enter if it was like on the upside, okay, uh, but not here, not here. It's looking like I was when I was because I'm watching this like on the background. Um, when I saw this posture, say okay, we might have a good opportunity here to long, okay, and we might have if you want to risk, maybe let's see this retracement now how it's going to behave, and then the action after the retracement. Let's see, depending on how it reacts after the retracement, we could have a place to enter along, uh, just because we tested this 3 times. But let's go for the higher time frame to see if there's something interesting. Um, we had mm, this big uh, week here in the 15 hour, 3 hour to 3 p.m. or like 10 p.m. US time. And then we're forming these. We have just 12 minutes. Um, so it means I think the price is still gonna go back down. Gonna test like this lower portion here. But now, look, we have the candle is not so the week is not so high as it was before. Um, but we still have 2 hours to finish this candle. So we can't be sure enough about how it's going to behave, uh, how it's going to be when we finish this. But one thing that is interesting is um, these 4 hour candle here. The price came all the way back to 940, okay, and created this uh, buy side liquidity here. What does that mean? That means that there are people short from here, and they have stop losses around this area here. And if the price pushes up, these stop losses might be triggered and make the price just go back up. Could happen. Could happen. Um, but I think this was only a way that the market, the big wigs, made to enter their short positions and uh, go down when the price is ready to slump. I really think we are gonna break the this point here and uh, go towards 20,000 or even 19,000. Hmm. Let's go back to the first 15 minutes. It looks kind of good for how long here. And the 1 minute, look, we have this reaction here. 16 seconds for this candle to close. I'm not gonna enter any long trades here, but if you are looking for a trade that might be this one, I would say is 50-50. Okay, it's 50-50 chance to work. So it's better than zero chance to work. Okay, but we still have to see the next candle or the next two candles, depending on how the price action happens. If this next candle, for example, breaks the top of the candle before, which is the 4:50 p.m. candle or 11:50 p.m. New York time candle, if it breaks, okay, we could have a good point to enter around here, 766. But I need this confirmation here that this movement is strong enough. Okay, if it's not, like if it just slumps back down, this could be an area to enter a short. But like I say, look, oh, I wouldn't take this trade even if I was, even if I wasn't, uh, even if I hadn't traded already, because it's too close to the bottom. It doesn't make sense. That's what most retailer traders do. They short the bottom and top and long the top. That's why they always get wrecked. Yeah, this candle is giving me some hope that we might have a movement to the upside. Let's see how it finishes up. It's looking good. Yeah, look, if you want to try, I wouldn't discard this entry here. Okay. And I would set a very, very tight stop loss here. See, these candles are so big. You don't even pay attention. They're so big. Yeah, I would enter 766 or something like that. Okay. I would just play with it. Okay. Nothing serious. If you want, try to get like the week, this week here. This week here. Okay. 768, this area here. You could try this. Okay. It's a 50-50 chance to work this one. I will set this trade here. Just for the sake of doing it. Okay. Let's see if it comes back or not. Let's see how it behaves. Yeah, I said it was a 50-50. Very, very risky to long such a trend, like to try a counter trend trade when you have such a powerful trend. So, like I said, the right thing would have been if we could have taken this trade here, but it didn't come. It didn't come here. It didn't come back here. I also mentioned that this could have been a trade as well, but it's too close to the bottom from where we had a reaction a few time ago. That's why this kind of trades I don't usually take. I didn't take. No, I'm just playing around and just seeing what happens. This structure here, for example, is an interesting structure if it was in the right place. Okay, it had to be in the right place here. Look, it broke, and then a good candle here, some sort of morning star or something, and it would be short from 752. But it's like a very squeezed trade. You have not a lot of room to the downside. But if it breaks here and you are in this trade, this is a chance like to enter when you think that the level is gonna break. We don't know. Maybe it looks like it's gonna break, but it could well um, go back from there. But I see the pressure to break the level, and it wouldn't be something that would be very weird for us because today is a very, very, very downtrend day. Jobs came killing, economy strong, and the market is just scared about the prices of the stuff. In the end, it comes down to I always say that for not only for us, that's why price is the best thing because the big players they look at what? At price. They look at price. They don't look anything else. They look at price, they look at price, they look at price. Let's see, like the big names here, the Magnificent Seven. Let's see how they're doing today. It's blood on the streets, dude. Look here, 356 for Nvidia. It's a slump. You also have Apple. Look, Apple is going 3% down. There are two reasons for that. Like Apple recently received the downgrade of a bank. I don't remember which one it was. Uh, it was a bank that issued this warning. It changed the. It changed the. I think it was maybe yesterday. I think, but we didn't have market yesterday, and because of that, the price didn't react so much yesterday. But this bank issued a new analysis about Apple, changing it to for a sell instead of a buy or even a hold. It decreased its target for Apple as well, and that provoked like a sell, like we are not used to see with Apple. But anyway, we were at the top of the Center rally. Yeah, Apple had a Center rally here. The top was like the 27th. Up, we are like 10% now. Apple is a company that needs to reinvent itself if it wants to be side by side with more innovative competitors such as Nvidia, for example. And they don't compete in the same market space, but they compete for the same money. I mean, these are companies that are competing for the same money coming from hedge funds and pension funds, things like that. Look, this thing seems that it's gonna break to the downside. I'm gonna show it to you because I cannot resist. It looks like it's gonna break. It's gonna break, and it's gonna break. Let's see. It's going down, but it's going down. We are lower. This is the low of the session now. This is the low of the session. Maybe we are gonna break now. You see, this is the 4 hour, and we are in the lowest point of this 4 hour, just tied up from. But I didn't see this when it came back here the first time, so we might be seeing something happening. I don't know. Let's go for the. Let's say that we are on this trade. We think it's gonna break. Let's protect here like 739. Let's 750. 759. Let's see how it goes. If it's going to break down or not. This sell limit here, just get rid of it so you can see what's happening. Yeah, you're just playing around with this stuff. But it seems that it's going to go back up. Yeah. Let's see. If this candle turns green and breaks the week, we are going up. Yeah, we are going up. We're certainly going up. No, no doubt we're going up. And if we go up, we will go like back to 800s, and we could even go above this. Something is going to happen. I can't tell you if it's going up or down, but we will have a push. I think to the upside. I really think to the upside. Let's change our buy. Let's see. Stop loss here. Let's transfer here. Okay, I'll finish this. Not a lot happening. Anyway, thank you for you guys who participated, and I see you next time next week. We have a full wiki day, a full trading week next week. Okay, see you guys. Bye bye.